Welcome, my beautiful Pisces, sun, moon, or rising. This is your April 2023 reading. I'm a little late. You are the last sign, but I not always, I shouldn't say always, but let's say 98% of the time, I feel like the last reading tends, at least for me, to feel like the best reading. So we're not going to put this off. We're going to get into it. This is for Pisces, sun, moon, or rising. Some of you are intuitively guided. Some of you may be in love with the Pisces. How could you not be? Shout out to my, I don't know whether they're calling my stepson yet, but Sam's son, Justin, who is a Pisces. He is on the 27th. So, and a very kind soul. That much I know. Okay, so let's get into your reading. So, we're going to use the Psychic Tarot, which is interesting because I just used it for Aquarius. And I usually don't use the same deck back to back, but I felt called to it, so I'm gonna listen to my intuition. We're gonna use the Gilded Tarot, and I was gonna use another deck, but I felt called to this deck. Actually, one of these cards showed up in the deck that I was going to use, and I felt like that was just a sign, because I'm always very careful with my cards. And then we're going to, of course, start with Mother Mary, get our words of wisdom. This is an oracle deck, by the way. So let's go ahead and begin. Let's give them a shuffle or two. Everything's pre-shuffled before I begin. That's when I just meditate on you, your sign. I've done personal readings for many Pisces. So I feel like I know your heart very well. Okay. Let's give them a cut. And we'll give them a shuffle. I do want to let you know I do have a membership program where there's 3 different tiers. Tier 2 or 3 really are kind of the same. Tier 3 allows you to go, like I go live once a week, or at least I try to go once a week, where I just answer your questions. I bring all my decks out and I just answer questions. It's an intimate group, which is the way I like it. So I'm going to get to a certain point where I'll just cut it off, because I feel like it has to stay somewhat intimate. But the reason I'm bringing it up, I'm not trying to push it, but I am going live tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, all right. We have Grace. Grace. I know there's a few of my subscribers whose name is Grace. I am filled with the same beauty, poise, and divine perfection as all of other God's creatures. I am filled with the same beauty, same poise, and same divine perfection as all of God's other creatures. Grace. We'll read it from the book at the end of the reading, but it'll tell us why it's here through the tarot portion. So we're going to go ahead and begin with that. We're going to bring in the Psychic Tarot, give it a couple shuffles. For some of you, I feel like someone's saying give it a knock, like knock Aquarius' energy out so Pisces can come in. I felt someone saying that. Alright, let's give it a cut. Oh. Interesting how everything is landing. Alright, and I'm going to shuffle. Wow, okay. We have the 9 of Swords. This speaks about worry, but it's unnecessary worry. I feel like I got to get that out right away. I don't want you to click off, because this can be a mental type energy. This can be where I'm overthinking something, I'm overanalyzing, and almost like if I don't make a decision, then it becomes anxiety, worry, sleepless nights. But this asks you to reflect upon it, because again, much of it is unnecessary. So, we have, well, hello, material harvest. We'll take it. It's a 9 of Pentacles. 2 9s back to back. 99. That may mean something to someone. And then, well, hello, spiritual union. Soulmate. So, this is 2 of Cups. But I like how they have it written here. Spiritual union. Almost like, I want you to hear that. However, at this moment, it's being met. You know, it's interesting because it's being met by the 9 of Swords, right? Which is really worry. But again, it's unnecessary worry. But then the 9 of Pentacles, you know, it moves you back into like your logical type mind. Some of you, I feel like, you know, it's moving from this state of worry into this state of creation, of creativity, of, you know, maybe even accidentally creating material harvest for myself. And I feel like as that energy, because this person feels like they're enlightened, you know, and then here's the 2 of Cups, spiritual union, and they're both enlightened. Bring that down, or illuminated. Alright, but I find that interesting, 2 9s back to back. And then spiritual union. Maybe 2 people are in 2 different situations. Maybe one's having spiritual harvest while the other one's having some type of suffering. You know, that can happen, especially in like a twin flame relationship, where you have similar experiences, but they're on the opposite end of the spectrum. Like, I'm celebrating something very joyful over here. Well, maybe I'm mourning a loss over here. But I feel like, you know, it doesn't mean that you get all the loss. I feel like both. You know, so I do feel like the energy of mirroring. Alright, we have the Death card. Here it's called transformation, which I like. The moving on. The closing of doors. But with purpose. So that a new door can open. It asks you to allow yourself to have a repeat. Not everything is meant to last. And what doesn't last, you close the door to it. It doesn't mean, you know, you extract the wisdom, not the worry. And you shut the door. And a new door is guaranteed to open, by the way. Like, if you literally do close that door, I don't mean literally, but you close that door, I feel more energetically. A new door will open. This card's Scorpio, also, by the way. Here's my birthday, 9/13. It's funny because I'm a Virgo, and Virgo and Pisces are opposites. But that's why they can, if they try, really get each other. It's like what Pisces has, Virgo may lack, but it doesn't mean that, you know, they can't, you know, it's almost like complete each other. Now, I'm not telling you to go with a Virgo, even though, man, we do have a lot of 9s, I just realized. Then my birthday. Alright. Okay. I love that. That's the 8 of Swords. Self-created prison. But I do have to say, we've gone from the 9 of Swords down to the 8 of Swords. So I feel like there's been some progression here. 8 of Swords is a self-created prison. You know, if you look at this person, they feel trapped. Right? Like, I'm stuck in this cage. But they could literally crawl through the openings between the bars. Like, they could literally free themselves. But they feel, they think it's an illusion that they're stuck. And the more I feel stuck, the more I worry. Free your mind and the rest will follow. Be colorblind, don't be so shallow. Alright, whoa, hello. Look at that. Material and spiritual prosperity. I'm saying look at that because it's coming under the 9 of Pentacles, which is material harvest, which is really successful self-employment. Or whatever you want to build and you put your focus on is what you're going to build. You know, it talks about success. It's the energy of independence. Whether I'm in a relationship or not, you know, there's a sense of independence within me, and it's what keeps me grounded. It's almost like I know I can take care of me, right? Like, I want love, yes, but at the same time, I'm not willing to give up of myself any longer. So anyway, this looks very good for your money, your creative house, and whatever it is you want to build and bring to the world. Some of you, I feel like you have a plan in your head, and you just need to bring it out. But maybe you're a little fearful. You know, it's funny because it's like he's looking over his kingdom and all that he's built. And this person looks very humble and thankful for what they've built. And I feel like they're the same. You know, maybe you haven't reached it yet, but I feel like it's saying you can, if that's what you want. Like, let go of the worry and move into the action. And then how his hands are open, like, I am open to the universe, right? You know, money comes to me easily and from all sources, and that can only be good for all mankind. I said it wrong. Money comes to me easily and from all sources, which is good for all mankind. I still said it wrong, but it's however you want to say it. You know, it's my intention that I'm putting out into the universe. It's like the law of attraction. 9 of Swords, I'm putting a heck of a lot of worry out there. 9 of Pentacles, I am like alive in my creative house. And I'm overlooking my kingdom. I feel like the 8 of Swords right before, it's like, can I be successful? Well, this is the energy of victorious, of being victorious. But it does take your action at the same time. All right, let's keep going. The Lovers. And it's interesting because it kind of came out in reverse, but not 100%. And, you know, I'm just going to say it, Aquarius also got the Lovers. And they also got the 2 of Cups. Nothing else that's here, but they did get the Lovers and the 2 of Cups. And it's interesting, they got it in the top line, and you're getting it this direction. And both got it in reverse. Can be a Gemini. I may be afraid to fall in love again. And if that's the case, it's because of the past, no doubt, right? Because transformation saying you got to look, like Death card is mirroring the 9 of Swords. So what door does it want me to close? The 9 of Swords. Why? Because it's not serving you. Because it's unnecessary. A lot of times I feel like if it's like in our thought system, a lot of these thoughts are, you know, we don't have to believe every thought that's in our head. Especially if it's based on other people's opinions. Right? 9, I feel, is about self. 8, I feel, is about self. You know, 9 is about self-reflection. Okay. 2 6s back to back. 2 9s back to back, 66, except this one's in reverse. Could be 2006, and I'm thinking 86. And then I'm thinking someone maybe like have a birthday on February 13th. I know, I'm starting to read too much into it. All right, we have discontentment and boredom. And then we have emotional withdrawal. Just look at the person in the Four of Cups. Discontentment and boredom. What are they being mirrored by? The Eight of Swords. It almost feels like, I know that I'm discontent. I know that I'm bored. But at the same time, I'm not doing anything about it. Death card definitely has its meaning here. Right? It wants that Eight of Swords to go away. This is sometimes when you're not being proactive in your own life. You know, and you have that right. But does it serve you? Maybe for a while. But the Death card is like, okay, long enough. Long enough. And then emotional withdrawal actually is in reverse also. 88 now. And it is mirroring the Nine of Swords. So again, it's giving us a reason or telling us where all this worry or anxious type energy is coming from, right? So the Eight of Cups would say it's like stored in your emotional house. That doesn't mean it didn't go to your thought system, right? It's what created this Eight of Swords. It's an emotional thing that could have turned mental. You know, I feel like if someone's playing a mental game with you and you're here asking a question, do I go or do I stay? Well, if they're playing a mental game with you, I think you have your own answer. Right? You know, like, I feel like people can only do to us what we allow them to do. Now, I know to a point. Because, you know, I was in an abusive relationship and there wasn't a whole hell of a lot I could do. But I left. That's what I could do. I left. And I did. That was a long, long, long time ago. And it doesn't affect my present day at all. And that's kind of what the Eight of Cups is. It's like, I'm not allowing that situation or that person to take space up in my head and have any effect on the potential of my future. Especially when there's a soulmate in the mix. Death card is like saying, but you can't have one without the other, right? You can't have a spiritual union, but also live in the Nine of Swords. You can't have material harvest, but then be in the Four of Cups, right? And stay in that energy of discontentment and boredom. This is telling you that you have the ability to create the life that you want, right? Material harvest, looking over your kingdom, so to speak. Like, I feel like set yourself free. And truly, I feel like the rest will follow. All right, let's keep going. Ace of Swords. Hello, victory and success again. You know, it's interesting because this victorious energy is coming under your creative house, under your pentacles. This one is coming under your love life, your emotional house. Both have the energy of being victorious. And then we have intuition. It's the High Priestess. You know, the High Priestess being mirrored by the Death card. What door do I close? You know. You know. You feel it. It's in you. You know it. You know, and I feel like, you know, listen, I know change is hard, but I feel like when we begin to move into it, it only gets easier and easier from there. So it's like trusting your gut, trusting your intuitions, you know, relating to all things, relating to your money, but also relating to love. Something wasn't serving you, something put you in this state. It landed in your emotional house, but nonetheless now you have clarity over it. You're not trapped, even if you feel trapped, you're not. You can have this victory. It's showing itself not only in your pentacles, but in your love life. But the Four of Cups says you're the one that has to be proactive. And that just means that I'm letting this go and I'm being open. Again, I feel like this person is just his position, right? Very open. I'm not putting restrictions on it. I'm open to what the universe wants to bring me once I clear this energy. We have Power on the bottom of the deck. This is a Strength card. Card of Leo. You know, this is a card of overcoming the beast within ourselves. Again, it's an 8, right? New beginning. Why do we want to clear that beast? I say clear it. I should say balance it. Right? Because we're all light and dark. We all have a little good and a little bad in us, right? We have polar opposite. We have the feminine and the masculine. And the Strength card is just the balance of it all. You know, living that balanced life. Okay. You know, and I feel like, you know, if you just look at this image, look at that, the magician right underneath him. Look at the image. This person's part man, part tiger, or lion. Right? It speaks about the power. Well, that's the word on the card, power. But I feel like it's an inner power. Almost like, you know, the lion is the king of the jungle. So I don't feel like the lion worries about traveling through the jungle. Everyone else does. Alright. I don't know if I shuffled these, so I'm going to give them a shuffle. I've had a few people say, well, you don't know if you shuffled them, then that's not good. You're not present. You're right. I'm in your energy. That's where I'm at. I'm present, but at the same time, I'm into this. I'm into your story. That's why I do it. It's like I love it. It's like I feel like I'm telling, you know, like I'm a movie producer and I'm producing a different movie every month. Hello, Wheel of Fortune. Destiny. It's calling. That's why the Death card is here. Coming over the Nine of Swords. Listen, some of you may have been paying back some karma. And that's not a bad thing. Because if you, and what does that mean? It means you learned the lesson from it. And it can be talk about self, right? Because karma, I feel like, is that. It's like us having to experience what we've done to another, whether this lifetime, maybe I didn't pay it back last lifetime. I pushed it off. So it raises its ugly head in this lifetime. So I feel like once we pay it off, though, it's paid off for eternity. You know, your spiritual being knows that you can do it. It's just the human side of you has to catch up. And I say you, all of us, has to catch up to that. Anyway, you know, the wheel coming to the Nine of Swords, to me, is just also signifying, like, you know, yes, the beautiful things lie upon your wheels, but so do the lessons, right, of what feels difficult, or those things like, why, you know, why me? Why me? Why me, Lord? Oh, because I knew you'd get through it. That's why you. Death card again. Some of you may have changed a job. Or you want to change a job. And I feel like if that's the case, you know, and you're willing to put in the work to begin something new, I feel like this is saying go for it. Hello, Temperance. Over the soul, spiritual union, the soulmates, divine timing, patience. First and foremost, that's the lesson within Temperance, patience. Patience, my child. I don't feel like the universe is always us waiting on the universe, because you have the death card twice. Now, for some of you, of course, it could be Scorpio, maybe even a double Scorpio. However, at the same time, I feel like, how can I bring in a soulmate when you're in the Nine of Swords energy? You won't see it for what it is, right? Trapped in fear in the Eight of Swords, like this person's head down. How do I even see it? What am I holding? Temperance. Card of Sagittarius, by the way. I feel like when Temperance shows up in a reading, I can let go of control. I don't have to worry about exactly how something must be, because when divine is part of it, I know it's going to be good. Well, it's coming right over the soulmates. Ace of Swords. I don't know. Ring, ring. Changes everything. I can't make that your title because I made this someone else's title. But it's funny. That's what I'm feeling like. Ring, ring. Potentially changes everything. Ace of Swords is also your own truth. Communication. However, it's interesting that it's mirrored by the wheel. So I feel like potentially, because we have the soulmates right here, this could talk about communication. These two soulmates having communication. I feel like a door's got to close. I don't know what door. I feel like it's like something emotional that landed within your mental, like within your thought system. So I got to reflect upon that and maybe find my power again. Ace of Swords can be your own, words. The power of your words. Maybe due to your experiences and the overcoming of them. Six of Cups. Potentially someone from your past. This talks about a period where there was happy memories. Some of you may be in a relationship where, listen, at one time it may have been really good. But maybe right now it's not. Don't mean you necessarily get up and leave. But that's a personal choice. I feel like, because I feel like if you want to, then you already know that things probably aren't going to change. But I know that's not for everyone. Six of Cups does talk about, some of you may be thinking about making a move, like back home or back to a place that does hold happy memories for you. Like kind of cherished. It's going to talk about old friends. Sometimes an old friend becomes a new lover. Sitting upon your will. And I feel like also it's saying, don't be in the mindset of, it can't happen. Be in the mindset of, it can happen. Like, I expect good things to happen. And they do. I expect bad things to happen. And dang it, they do. Jeez. Page of Swords down there. Making me chase after it. Listen, it's coming over material and spiritual prosperity. It's could certainly talk about your own voice and the power in it again. Like I become, like maybe what I do is I write a book and it becomes successful. Maybe I don't think it would, but I feel like it's almost like an I don't know. I don't want to just say self-help. but I feel like it's like your experiences that jump it off the page. Some of you may be hearing from someone of your past. This Page of Swords could certainly represent that. Maybe, again, through communication. We have the Five of Wands. Interesting, because I think Aquarius had the Five of Wands over the Lovers or soulmates. I don't know, but they're connected. Alright, Five of Wands. First of all, fives are about change. This could talk about a period of time, like, you know, like if this is like, let's say, a relationship that once was, maybe it ended up like in our, like we both ended up in our ego, right? It was a lot of battling type energy. You know, I don't feel like it erases the love. Now, I know this is not all the relationships, you know, this would be like one in specific, like in, you would know. But anyways, I feel like, you know, battling energy over the Lovers, which is in reverse. But Temperance is like, I got control of this. Funny, looking up at the Death card, and the Death card's on the other corner. Well, the Knight of Wands just did a 180. This talks about something that's rushing in. Coming over, interesting, the Four of Cups, where they name it discontentment and boredom. You know, the Four of Cups really want you to use your spiritual discernment. So you got to trust yourself, right? You got to, like, trust yourself. Because, hello, here I come. Ready or not, here I come. Remember, a knight's going to complete their mission. He's being mirrored. This knight is being mirrored by the Six of Cups. Could be, again, communication, and it could be like something that I feel like it sets my heart on fire. King of Swords, coming over emotional withdrawal, but in reverse. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. This could be the person who, I feel like, in a way, messed with your head. Now, for some of you, it could be who's coming in. Or, I hate to always say who's coming in, but I feel like you're meeting each other on, well, with a wheel up there, what feels like a destined path. Doesn't mean it has to be. Because I feel like if I stay in that Eight of Swords, well then, how can that be? Anyway. Well, look at that. This is the second time this month that the Hangman has come in the awakened state. Very seldom, I'm telling you, and I've been reading Tarot forever. Like, very seldom do I see the Hangman in the awakened state, coming over the Ace of Swords. Hello. Awareness. And then, hello, Knight of Pentacles. You know, I feel like Knight of Pentacles, guardian angel energy. Each knight is bringing you something. It's like they're going to complete their mission. Temperance and then the Knight of Pentacles both speak about patience. But listen, could be the universe having patience on you. Especially with these nines here. Like, you know, nines do speak about reflection, but they speak of final reflection. Like, don't reflect upon it your whole life. Like, you know what I mean? And what you can't get at this moment, let it go. Because I feel like you'll get it later, if it's even important. So Knight of Pentacles is bringing something into your world that truly expands it, you know. Again, I feel like it's guided by your guardian angel. Coming over the energy of victory, oh my God. I wanted to say Victoria. Victory and success. next to the Ace of Swords with the Hangman in the awakened state. Wow. Told you, the last is usually the best. We have the Hermit. You know, real quick, the first thing I thought of is you're a wise old soul. There's a lot of you here. Maybe that's why I'm seeing these 9s, you know. There may be some here who have, like, life path 9s. And if that's the case, you're an old soul. You're an old soul and you can handle what you may think you can't, but you can. Hermit normally, you know, has gone through, again, because it's a 9, right? It can talk about a cycle, but it can talk about every cycle. So the Hermit, like, goes into that cave. Like, it can be a state of meditation for some. Seeking those big answers, you know, that can really change one's life. I feel like ultimately when the Hermit emerges from the cave, you know, I shine my beacon and light outwardly. Like, now that I have the understanding, I want you to have it if you want it. The Hermit is illuminating the snake that's in front of him. So it's almost like illuminating your next steps. Like, you don't have to worry about these if there's snakes along the way, because if they are, your light will illuminate them. And just step right over them. Card of Virgo, by the way. Coming over the High Priestess. Mirrored by the Ace of Swords on one side, the King of Swords on the other side. It's interesting because I feel like this Knight that's coming in, the Knight of Wands, I feel like this is also an old soul. And I feel like he also carries the light, a light. Maybe you're both having an awakening. You both have an awareness, you know, of what? A lot. But energy and how it works. And how it can work for you, right? And trusting in your guides and knowing there are signs. Following those signs. Interesting because we have boredom and discontentment over here. And then I feel like potentially, like, I don't know, there may be some type of communication. And I feel like the Hangman in the awakened state is like your ears pop up. Like, oh, huh? All right, what do I want to look at? Let's just go right across the middle. Well, hello, that wanted to come out. 6 of Wands. I mean, triumph, success, victory and success. Material and spiritual prosperity. Material harvest. Soulmates. The wheel. I mean, it just goes on and on. We have it again. 6 of Wands coming right into the 6 of Wands. But also, well, I'm going in the middle actually. But I was going to say it's still connected to this Knight of Pentacles. We have the High Priestess again. And then we have the 2 of Swords. And I feel like this is simply saying something to you. It's saying what you want to learn to do. And listen, your intuition is like a muscle, right? You got to use it. You got to trust it. You know, if you don't understand a sign the first time, ask it to be resent, right? But have your eyes and your ears open. You know, your signs are in the present day moment. It's like she's crossing, you know, her opportunities here. But I feel like this is simply saying trust your intuition, trust your gut above all, because there's a lot of energy coming towards you, or you're going towards it. And listen, I feel like material wise, holy crap, it's good. I even feel like love wise it's good, but I feel like there is, that's my stomach by the way, Queen of Swords. Interesting. Queen of Swords, King of Swords. You know, her sword's up and it's pointing right to the Ace of Swords. It can be a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, of course. Doesn't have to be. This could just be someone who has really learned, you know, their own truth. This could be someone who, you know, it's interesting because I feel like they think alike. They think alike. This queen is mirrored by the Six of Cups, but so is this king. So I have a feeling they're connected. It may have taken a while for this queen, and I want you to forget the signs. It may have taken a while for this queen to like take off the blindfold. Find her own power again, because I feel like with the Hermit below it again, I feel the energy of an old soul, but I feel like for everyone here. Alright, last round. Anything else want to come out? In my room. We have the Six of Swords. And then we have the Eight of Cups. Six of Swords. Important energy. This is when, you know, this is when you have looked at that Nine of Swords and you said enough is enough. This is you understanding what has become toxic in your lifetime, whether it be a person, a place, a thing, yourself, your thoughts. Whatever it may be, I feel like this is you having a really hard, good look at it. And then you're doing exactly what the Death card is asking you to do. You're closing the door. You know, I often feel like in the Six of Swords, you know, it may not be the easiest energy, but it's very, very temporary. Like whatever discomfort may be there, it's so temporary. And then look at this person in the Eight of Cups. It's interesting because there's still a few cups that are knocked over. So again, I get that feeling of like, I don't need to examine every single cup. Maybe I see there's a pattern, and that's good enough. I find that pattern, and this person's walking away. They're walking towards the Nine of Cups. Self-fulfillment. But I got to know myself first, right? I got to know my emotional house. I got to know that not every thought I think is the truth. I got to allow myself to have new beginnings. It's funny, there's a full moon, and I didn't even know. It was a full moon, I think yesterday. And Sam told me. I'm like, well, how did you know? Because I'm usually telling you. Well, hello, Four of Wands. It's a marriage card. Commitment. Three of Wands. This is the optimistic view. Pessimistic. Optimistic. Four of Pentacles. Some of you may be leaving your actual place where you live. Again, some of you may be moving back to a place where at least you have fond memories of. Six of Pentacles. I should go a little faster. Four Swords. Love that. Healing. Queen of Pentacles. Can be Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. And then the Page of Pentacles. Interesting in reverse. It's funny because I feel like it's representing this queen. You know, like this is somebody almost like this way. I knew them when, but now I feel like this is talking about present moment, present energy, or, you know, at least present here. Because remember, the Six of Swords, wherever it's at, is first and foremost. The Death card is first and foremost. You know, some people are like, can it really happen? Well, first of all, remember, you know, this is not something that's overnight. However, I feel like, you know, when you're being true to you, why not? So, I feel like this is someone of a younger time, and this is someone today. Same here. So, I feel like I'm reading for a lot of different people. but I feel like many of you are going to still understand the messages. Listen, this person in the Eight of Cups is heading towards the Four of Wands, again the commitment card, but this is love. This is where it's like, I feel blessed to know you. I feel blessed to be in your life. You know, and vice versa. This is an energy where both people want to be there. No one's kicking and screaming. I don't have to worry if someone's going to cheat because it's just not part of our life. Right? This just feels right. It feels right. All right, let's read Grace. Grace. You received this card because Mother Mary sees your graceful beauty and she wants to help you see this in yourself too. This is a message about increasing your self-confidence and sense of self-worth. As you feel better about yourself, your actions will shift in positive ways, which create a healthier climate for you and your loved ones. Today, envision how Mother Mary would handle each situation you face. Emulate her composure as you gracefully embrace everything that comes your way. Your grace will naturally be like a magnet that draws wonderful people and experiences to you. Drawing, right? That means what you're putting out there is important because you're drawing it towards you. I loved your reading, my Pisces. I hope, you know, I know some are still going to be back here at these nines. And maybe that's why you're here. Because the Death card is saying, you know, it's okay to be fearful about taking a step forward. But walking through that fear, I feel like that's when you start to create this power of self, right? And you start to realize, I can walk through these challenges and obstacles. I can hop over them. Anyway, I feel like this has got you covered. Now, do I think this is all happening in April? No, I feel like this is talking about your life. And I feel like this is talking about the potential of what's opening up for you. Because there is no way that when these two people come together, they're breaking up. I feel like this is a lifetime. And I feel like they're both old souls. And I'm talking about you and someone else. And I know you're going to recognize that in each other. You know, but listen. Sometimes we've got to go through hell before we get to heaven. Alright, I'm going to let it be. I love you guys. I thank you for all the ways you support my channel. Can't wait to read your comments on this one. All of them. But this one, you know, soulmates and the lovers. I have a feeling a lot of people are going to be falling in love this spring. And probably not even plan it. Well, I mean, how do you plan love? I just have a feeling a lot of people are going to start falling in love. And maybe it's been a long time. All those nines. And then all this energy of patience, right? Alright, I'm going to stop talking. I love you guys. I'll see you next time at our table. Bye-bye.